Hello everyone, welcome back to another talk. My name is Feni Nyaich and I'm a web developer, technical writer, and an open source contributor. And today I'll be taking you through a basic introduction to technical writing. This is for someone who has never written any technical article, and I'm going to give you a comprehensive guide on how all this works. By the end of this video, you'll be able to understand what technical writing is. You'll be able to understand what the role of a technical writer is, the skills you need if you want to become a technical writer. You'll also be able to have an idea of the different types of technical writing. Besides that, I'll give you an overview of the technical writing process, how you can get started with writing. We shall also look at the tools for technical writers, best practices for technical writing, common challenges, career paths and opportunity if you want to pursue this as your career. And then I'll share with you some resources and learning resources. So what is technical writing? If you've used any sort of a product, or if you've used any sort of a software, you realize that there is a specific way it's supposed to operate. There is a specific guide on how it's supposed to run. So in that, the definition of technical writing is basically creating clear and accurate documentation and instruction materials for various audiences. The audience could be hardware users, software users, physical product, but the entire goal of technical writing is for someone to understand how something actually works. So these types include user manuals, you've seen how-to guides, articles like how to write this, how to do this, there are white papers and more. The goal is just to make information easily understandable to whoever is going to read it. So let's look at the role of a technical writer. A technical writer's primary role is to create documents and simplify and communicate complex information. That means that this will include things like researching. You have to understand the subject thoroughly. If you're writing about software product, you be sure that you know how to use that software product. And if you're not sure, you be sure that you do extensive research. So another role is to write and edit. If you have to create content in a clear or logical way, in a user-friendly manner, that is when you're writing, and then also you have a chance to edit where there are errors. You can always come back and edit. You can also edit other technical writers' piece. So as a technical writer, you need to be sure that you're able to collaborate, especially if you're working with subject matter experts, designers, and other stakeholders within a particular document. You're also able to test, ensuring that the documentation you're writing is accurate and is usable by the intended audience. So what are some of the essential skills for technical writers? Now, to be a successful technical writer, you need a variety of skills. So I am just going to highlight for you the basic skills. You need to have some writing skills. Be sure you're able to clarify and be conscious and correct in everything that you write. Then you need technical skills. For whatever topic you're going to be writing about, be sure that you have an idea of the subject matter and the software or the hardware or the scientific knowledge of that particular subject. Then we mentioned research skills. This is the ability to gather and synthesize information and be able that you have this skill. And then communication skills. You want to be sure that you're able to work with different team members and stakeholders, and you have to effectively communicate in each of those stages. And lastly, attention to detail. Ensure you have accuracy and completeness of each and everything that you write. So now there are different types of technical writing, and it can be categorized in different types. The first type is user manuals. These are guides that will help users understand and use a product. For example, when you purchase a washing machine, it will come with a booklet that will have for you the guide on how to connect it, how to use it, when to use a particular program, all that. Those are examples of user manuals. These qualify for both software and hardware products, also health products, any tech products out there. Then we have standard operating procedures, also known as SOPs. These are detailed instructions for carrying out specific operations. We have API documentation. If you're a developer, these are guides for developers on how you can use a software library or framework, etc. So we also have technical reports. These are documentation of research, findings, and experiments and other technical activities. Also, there's another type of technical writing called white papers. These are reports or guides that inform readers about a complex issue. Now that you have an idea of the different types of technical writing and what technical writing is, let me take you through the simple way of the technical writing process. So the first one is to plan. Before you write any document, be sure that you know the purpose, you know who is going to read the document, what it is going to be about, and all that information. So after planning your document, be sure that you gather a number of information from that particular topic, the manuals or resources that you might need to use during your writing process. And then when you come up with the information, be sure that you outline the content, what you're going to have, maybe the headings, what the headings is going to contain, depending on that particular topic. After outlining it, you can start writing the drafts of your content. Be sure that you're clear and also you're using very simple and easy wording for your audience to understand. After that, make sure that you review what you've written. If you're working in a team, you might have to send this piece of writing to maybe an editor, to someone to read through it, and then verify the accuracy and usability of that particular documentation. And lastly, you publish it to the audience in the different formats. It could be soft copy, maybe as a blog, or maybe as a video, or maybe as a documentation, whatever. You can publish it to your audience. So now, what are some of the tools that we use in technical writing? Number one is word processors. These are tools like Microsoft Word, Google Docs, where you can just write and type in. Then we have desktop publishing tools. There are a lot of them. I'll give you an example of Adobe InDesign, Scribus. And then also there are authoring tools like Madcap Flare, RoboHelp, Gitbook, etc. Other tools are content management systems. We say WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, Wix, etc. Version control systems like Git. And then collaboration tools if you're working in a team like Slack for communication, Trello for tracking projects, Asana, etc. To ensure that technical writing is effective, follow these best practices. The first one, know your audience. Write your content to the knowledge level of your intended audience. Use plain language. Make sure that you avoid hard jargon and complex language. Use as simple as possible, straightforward terms. Be concise and eliminate any unnecessary words and focus on delivering clear and easy to understand information. Feel free to use visuals like illustrations, screenshots, GIFs, etc. Then maintain consistency as you're writing. Use consistent terminology, formatting, and style throughout that particular document. And then lastly, be sure you review and test your work with actual users. Ensure that it meets their needs. If a user gives you feedback, be sure you go back and maybe edit or clarify certain things. Just like any other type of work or career, technical writing has some common challenges that you're likely to face. For example, understanding complex subject matter. For example, in fields that are rapidly evolving, for example, in the tech field, things like Bitcoin is coming up, things like AI is coming up. There are so many AI tools. So sometimes you realize that the subject matter is so difficult to grasp really fast. Deadlines. Sometimes it's either you balance thoroughness of your writing with tight deadlines, and sometimes it's really challenging. Now, if you're someone who has never worked in a team or you're afraid of other people, sometimes you may find it hard to work in between diverse teams, diverse time zones, and all that, managing feedback, etc. Keeping up with technology is one other challenge we face because the current technology is like evolving every other day. So staying current with the tools, new tools are coming up every single day. This could be a challenge for you as well. Now, let's take a look at some career paths and opportunities in technical writing. So when you choose to do technical writing, there is what we call in-house technical writer. This is where you work for a single company, often in the tech or engineering sector. You write for specifically that company and their products. We have freelance technical writer. This is when you provide services to multiple clients across different industries. Please, if you want to become a freelance technical writer, I have an ebook. The link is in the description. Be sure that you check it out and download it. There is technical editor. This normally focuses on reviewing and improving the work of other writers. You can be a content strategist where you're able to plan and manage content across an organization. There is also what we call user experience writer or UX writer. These ones specialize in writing that enhances user experience in a software or web applications. So here are some resources to help you learn technical writing. We have websites and blogs like Write the Docs, TechWorld, and various technical writing communities on platforms like Reddit and Stack Exchange. Be sure that you check them out. There are also books, for example, Technical Writing Process by Kieran Morgan and The Elements of Style by Stark and White. Be sure that you check those books out. Next is online courses like Coursera, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning. There's a number of courses on technical writing from those platforms. And then you can also be part of professional organizations like Society for Technical Communication, IEEE, Professional Communication Society, etc. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be glad to answer. And if there's a specific question you have around technical writing, please don't be shy to tweet at FennyCodes or send me a DM and I'll be glad to connect with you. Keep in mind that technical writing is rewarding, but it combines different knowledge, technical knowledge and communication and all these skills that are put together for you to master it and be able to monetize your skills. Thank you so much. See you in another one.